According to statements that Patsy gave to authorities, 26 December year 1996, she realized that old Jonbenet was missing after she found a 2.5-page written ransom note on the kitchen staircase at the Ramsey's family Boulder residence. The note demanded $118,000, which is equivalent to $220,177 in 2020.
Oddly specific.
Right. John pointed out to the police first on the scene that amount was nearly identical to his Christmas bonus of the prior year, which suggested that someone who would have access to that info would be involved in this very crime. He was like, you know what's funny, guys? This was like, who the hell gets a $118,000 bonus for Christmas?
When you're loaded like these guys are. Investigators then looked at several theories behind the dollar amount demanded, considering employees at Access Graphics who may have known of the amount of John's prior bonus.
Who would known? Just
whoever does payroll, I guess, and payroll. Bosses. They also considered the possibility that the ransom demand was a reference to Psalm 118 and spoke to religious sources to determine possible relevance. What does Psalm 118 say?
Well, if they're saying that, then there had been something like that in the ransom note itself.
Give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. Not sure why that would have to do with anything.
Right.
The ransom note also appears to echo film dialogue. The films Ruthless People, Ransom, Escape from New York, Speed, and Dirty Harry have acceptance as sources.
Really? What did Dirty Harry have to do with anything?
Obviously, whatever was said in this ransom note was said in the movie as well.
Wow. Ransom note, unusually long. FBI told the police that it was very unusual for such a note to be written at the crime scene. The police believed that the note was staged because it did not have any fingerprints except for Patsy's and the authorities who had handled it, and because it included an unusual use of exclamation marks and initialisms. The note and a practice draft were written with a pen and notepad from the Ramsey home. Okay. See, there's that.
And a practice draft, so this, whoever did it wrote out a draft version, left it.
Oh, my. Yeah, dude, I don't know about this.
According to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation report, there are indications that the author of the ransom note is Patricia Ramsey.
Really?
However, the evidence fell short of a definitive conclusion. Michael Baden, a board-certified forensics pathologist who had consulted with both sides of the case, said he had never seen a note like it in his 6 years' experience, and that he did not think it was written by an outside stranger either. So, right from the get-go. Federal court ruled it highly unlikely that Patsy wrote the note, citing 6 certified handwriting experts. The court bemoaned the existence of self-proclaimed experts without credentials, trying to enter the case by accusing Patsy without scientific basis.
Wait, did all 6 handwriting experts say that it wasn't hers?
Apparently.
You know how those experts are like, no.
I'm pretty sure Patsy, or at least her husband, had some political relationships.
Something's going on.
Right.
Well, look at this. I was hoping they would do this. The ransom note reads as follows. It says, Mr. Ramsey, listen carefully. We are a group of individuals that represent a small foreign faction. We do respect your business, but not the country that it serves.
Do was crossed out, by the way.
Hey, what do I?
So it was on the note.
We just respect her, but we don't need to put do in there. At this time, we have your daughter in our possession. She is safe, unharmed, and if you want to see her in 1997, you must follow.
If you want her to see 1997?
Oh, yeah. If you want her to see 1997, you must follow our instructions to this letter.
To the letter. Y'all, you will withdraw $118,000 from your account. $100,000 would be in $100 bills, and the remaining $18,000 in $20 bills. You want any fives with that?
Want some fives with that?
Make sure that you bring an adequate size attach to the bank. What is that supposed to mean? Attach, A-T-T-A-C-H-E? Is that like a briefcase kind of thing, I guess?
I'm guessing.
When you get home, you will put the money in a brown paper bag. I will call you between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow to instruct you on delivery. The delivery will be exhausting, so I advise you to be rested.
Oh, really?
If we monitor you getting the money early, we might call you early to arrange an earlier delivery of the money, and hence a earlier delivery, but that was scratched out, and instead it says pickup of your daughter.
They said we might.
So they said delivery of your daughter, and instead it scratch that out and says pickup of your daughter.
Right, because they ain't delivering it. Any deviation of my instruction will result in an immediate execution of your daughter. You will also be denied her remains for proper burial. Damn. The 2 gentlemen watching over your daughter do not particularly like you, so I advise do not provoke them. speaking to anyone about our situation, such as the police, the FBI, etc., will result in your daughter being beheaded.
Oh, shit.
If we catch you talking to a stray dog, she dies. If you alert bank authorities, she dies. If the money is in any way marked or tampered with, she dies. You will be scanned for electronic devices, and if there are any found, she dies. You can try to deceive us, but be warned that we are familiar with law enforcement countermeasures and tactics. You stand a 99% chance of killing your daughter. If you try to outsmart us, follow our instructions.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Right. Follow our instructions and you stand a 100% chance of getting her back.
All right. That also says you and your family are under constant scrutiny as well as the authorities. Don't try to grow a brain, John. You're not the only fat cat around, so don't think that killing will be difficult. Don't underestimate us, John. Use that good southern common sense of yours. It is up to you now, John. Victory. SBTC.
They don't have cameras. If he's getting
It is
100,
only 95, man.
still had cameras back then.
Well, I get it, but clearly they didn't.
That's crazy. The only people known to be in the house on the night of Jonbenet's death were immediate family members, Patsy, John Ramsey, and their son Burke. The ransom note contained specific instructions against contacting police and friends, but Patsy telephoned the police at 5:52 a.m. That was Mountain Time. She also called family and friends.
Oh, jeez.
2 police officers responded to the 911 call and arrived at the Ramsey home within 3 minutes. Damn. They conducted a cursory search of the house, but did not find any sign of the forced entry.
Okay, well, Officer Rick French went to the basement and came to a door that was secured by a wooden latch. He paused for a moment in the front door, but walked away without opening it. Oh, what an idiot.
Oh, man.
French later explained that he was looking for an exit route used by the kidnapper, which the
Right.
closed inside peg ruled out.
Right.
I guess, but Jonbenet's body was later found behind that very door.
Oh, jeez.
Still, I mean, you're not only looking for a way for the kidnapper to get out, but what if the kid's in the house?
Right. You don't know. You got to check everything. That's some piss poor detective work right there.
Well, with Jonbenet still technically missing, John made arrangements to pay the ransom. A forensics team was dispatched to the house.
Wow. The team initially believed that the child had been kidnapped. Jonbenet's bedroom was the only room in the house that was quartered off to prevent contamination of evidence. Why? Not the whole house.
They're figuring probably that they took her from her
Right,
room.
just in and out. No precautions were taken.
But why would they only cordon off her room when the notepad was clearly found in the kitchen by the stairs?
Right. I mean, this is all garbage here.
Okay.
Got the other people involved. What did this guy do for work?
Oh, we'll learn about him in a minute.
No precautions were taken to prevent contamination of evidence in the rest of the house, as we were just saying. Meanwhile, friends, victim, advocates, and the Ramsey's family minister arrived in the home to show support. Visitors, they picked up and cleaned surfaces in the kitchen. Just surfaces. Possibly destroying evidence.
Idiots. That's why I asked, why didn't they cordon off at least the kitchen as well?
Yeah, this is just bad. Boulder detective Linda Arndt
Doing their job.
Right. Linda Arndt doing her job arrived at about 8 a.m. in anticipation of receiving further instructions by the kidnappers. But there was never an attempt by anyone to claim that money.
At 1 p.m., Detective Arndt asked John Ramsey and Fleet White, my family friend, isn't it Fleet White, a family friend, to search the house to see if anything... You guys are the cops!
Right.
Why are you asking the dad to search the house? And why wouldn't the dad search the house already?
Right. Did you check all that? We swear.
Oh, wow. This is already... We're not even freaking 10 minutes in.
Right.
Well, they started their search in the basement.
Oh, wow.
Well, John opened the latch door which Officer French had overlooked, and found his daughter's body in one of the rooms.
Oh, jeez.
Jonbenet's mouth was covered with duct tape. A nylon cord was found around her wrist and neck, and her torso was covered by a white blanket. John picked up the child's body and took it upstairs. Well, can't do that.
No.
When Jonbenet was moved, the crime scene was further contaminated, and critical forensic evidence was disturbed for the returning forensics team.
Obviously.
Of course. This is already a shit show.
Each of the Ramseys provided handwriting, blood, and hair samples to the Popo. John and Patsy participated in preliminary interview for more than 2 hours. And Burke was also interviewed within the first couple of weeks following Jonbenet's death. The autopsy.
Plenty of time to get his story straight.
Yep. The autopsy revealed that Jonbenet had been killed by strangulation and a skull fracture. The official cause of death was asphyxia by strangulation associated with craniocerebral trauma. There was no evidence of conventional rape, although sexual assault could not be ruled out. Although no semen was found, there was evidence that there had been a vaginal injury. Oh, jeez. At the time of the autopsy, the pathologist recorded that it appeared her vaginal area had been wiped with a cloth. Her death was ruled a homicide.
Well, I would assume so. A garrote was made from a length of nylon cord, and the broken handle of a paintbrush was tied around JonBenet's neck and had apparently been used to strangle her.
Jeez.
Where are they getting a nylon cord from?
I don't know.
Who has just nylon cords running around? Part of the bristle end of the paintbrush was found in a tub containing Patsy's art supplies, but the bottom third of it was never found despite extensive searching of the house by the police in subsequent days.
Doesn't matter.
The autopsy revealed a vegetable or fruit material which may represent pineapple, which JonBenet had eaten a few hours before her death. Oh, in her stomach, clearly.
Right.
Photographs of the home taken on the day when JonBenet's body was found show a bowl of pineapple on the kitchen table with a spoon in it. All right.
However, neither John nor Patsy said they remembered putting the bowl on the table or feeding pineapple to JonBenet. Police reported that they found the 9-year-old's brother, Burke Ramsey's fingerprints on the bowl. Man, could the son done it? She's getting all the attention, and
he was like, "Here, come up. Why don't you come and let's go have some pineapple?"
Right.
And then bam, right? How would he know to put it?
Right.
He's 9 years old. Do a cord with the paintbrush to obviously you're tightening. You use the paintbrush to obviously tighten the cord.
Right.
Ain't no 9-year-old gonna know that.
The Ramseys have always said that Burke slept through the entire night until he was awakened several hours after the police arrived. How would they know that?
Right. December 2003, fast forward a little bit, I guess, forensic investigators extracted enough material from a mixed blood sample found on JonBenet's underwear to establish a DNA profile. That DNA belonged to an unknown male person and excluded the DNA of each of the Ramseys.
Really?
The DNA was submitted to the FBI's Combined DNA Index System, which is CODIS, a database that contains more than 1.6 million DNA profiles, whether illegally gotten or legally gotten or bought.
Right.
Yeah, but the sample did not mention any profile in the database.
Why did they wait so long to do that blood work?
DNA wasn't really that good in 95, 96. October 2016, a report said that new forensic analysis with more sensitive techniques revealed that the original DNA contained genetic markers from 2 individuals other than JonBenet.
Okay.
So, didn't have... Could it be determined that it was from her family member or something?
Oh, it said up there that it didn't match none of the...
Yeah, but this one was more...
Ramseys.
This one was more sensitive, so...
Right.
So 2 other DNAs were found on her, which would be mom and dad, right?
Right. James Kohler was the lead investigator for the DA's office. He said that there were additional traces of male DNA found on the cord and the paintbrush that Boulder District Attorney Mary Lacey did not mention, and that there were 6 separate DNA samples belonging to unknown individuals that were found by the test.
Jeez.
Former FBI profile Candace DeLong believes that the DNA, having shown up identically in several different places on multiple surfaces, belongs to the moitier.
Former Adams County, Colorado District Attorney Bob Grant, who has assisted the Boulder's DA office on the case for many years, also believes that the DNA evidence is significant, saying that any resolution of the case would have to explain how the DNA showed up on several pieces of JonBenet's clothing.
All right.
Forensic pathologist Mark Baden, he says trace amounts of DNA can get on places and clothing from all different non-suspicious means.
All right.
There's no forensic evidence to show that this is a stranger murder.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. If it's on her clothes,
Could be for anything.
there's DNA flying all around us right now.
Yeah, they're digging deep. Experts, media commentators, and the Ramseys have identified potential suspects in the case.
None of which are the cops that are identifying potential suspects, by the way.
Right. That's crazy. Boulder police initially focused almost exclusively upon John and Patsy.
I bet they did.
But by October 1997, they had over 1,600 people in their index of persons of interest.
The whole damn town.
Right.